Hi everyone, Chris here. I want to show a bunch of records that have come out right over the kind of Christmas New Year period, the holiday period, things that might get a bit lost. So I'll just turn that down. So some of these things that they came too late to be considered for my best of 2014, and like I say, it's a bit of a catch up. This is Dictaphone Blues, and the album, what is it? It's Mufti Day, and this came out just before Christmas. It's out on Banished from the Universe, a limited edition of 250, numbered. This is 102. Really nice indie pop. The second album from Dictaphone Blues, I believe, but the first on vinyl. There has been a previous 7-inch single, and we've got in here, where are we? Yeah, a lyric insert, and also this amazing bright red vinyl. And I think coming out just before Christmas, I haven't heard a lot of it, not a lot of reviews, not a lot of talk, but it's a really good album, and one that I've been playing and enjoying quite a lot. Here's something else that hasn't got a lot of publicity. This is Streets of Laredo. These are New Zealanders who are based in the United States. This is volumes 1 and 2, an LP. Side 1's called Volume 1, Side 2 Volume 2. The lead singer here is Dave Gibson. New Zealanders might know him. He was in a pop punk band called Elemento P. This is very, very different. Streets of Laredo. This is kind of much more kind of folk indie pop. Reminds me a little bit of something like Mumford and Sons, actually. I know that they get a bad rap, but there are the thing with Dave Gibson is he has a real knack for writing pop songs, and that comes through in here. It's on this really nice marbled green vinyl. It's been out just before Christmas. I haven't seen it in any of the New Zealand stores yet. When I asked on Facebook, they said it was going to get a New Zealand release, but still no sign of that. And it's not Streets of Laredo, not a venture which has had a lot of publicity here in the members' home country. Another from December of last year, a really great album, The Eastern, The Territory. I don't know how many albums they've put out. They put out a bunch of them. This is the second to be released on vinyl, again from WaihekeRecords, which is associated with the record store Rough Peel Music in Wellington. It's great to see record stores putting something back and releasing vinyl. I've talked about that before. There's a few around the country who do it. Vinyl Countdown, real groovy, Rough Peel through there, Rough Peel Records. A double LP, and The Eastern. This is kind of country folk, kind of taking a lead from people like Woody Guthrie, with kind of political and socially insightful lyrics. Great playing, great songs. Yeah, it's a good one. I'll just do this. So I recommend that album from The Eastern. Another couple of 7-inches which came out pretty much released straight upon announcement, no lead up, is the first vinyl from Head Like a Hole, a band who were around in the early 2000s playing kind of sludgy, grungy, dirty rock. Really great live band. They put out some great albums. They've reformed in recent years and have been recording. This is a split 7-inch. Their song Credence on one side, Australian band CD Jesus on the other side, and they are planning, I think, another split 7-inch. This one, a nice red vinyl. It's on, what's the label? Battle Hymn Records, who I believe are an Australian label. And yeah, lyric sheet in with that as well. Plus there was also a little drawing and thank you note from the band in there as well. I think 135 of those only pressed. another one I just come across in the record shop. I hadn't heard anything about its release. The Situations. They have put out a couple of singles on vinyl before. This is a new one. It's Rock and Roll Jimbo and backed with Throwaway Society. I love the B-side of this in particular. Great song. They're kind of indie guitar pop, kind of indie guitar punk pop maybe. Yeah, real catchy songs, and like I said, Throwaway Society, absolutely great song. This is out on Beyond Your Mind Records. From Littleton Records in Christchurch, released through Flying Out, Aldous Harding, her vinyl release. This album came out, I think maybe early last year, but the vinyl came out just before Christmas. She's got a really unique voice. She does these kind of haunting folk songs, a real talent, I think. And Littleton Records, I heard a great interview with one of the people from Littleton Records that was on Rotten Radio from Littleton. Cafe Dre did this great interview. Littleton Records have been putting out stuff mainly in a kind of folk and country vein. They've got a 7-inch record club coming out, and they're promising with that and with other releases planned for 2015 that they're going to be expanding beyond that kind of genre. So I'm really interested to see what they've got coming up. They've been releasing some great music, including this one here. Alright, playing at the moment, The Greenhouse from Robert Scott. What a fantastic album. I got this just a couple of days before Christmas, and if the vinyl had been out earlier, it would have been on my best of 2014 list. Robert Scott, of course, from The Clean and The Bats. He's put out a few solo albums. I think, yeah, 3 on vinyl. A re-release of The Creeping Unknown quite recently. What was the last one called? I can't recall. And this one, The Greenhouse. This features Tiny Ruins on vocals, I think on 5 tracks. Absolutely brilliant stuff. It's just got his pop sensibilities. The songs are exciting. It's a great album. And finally, I just got this yesterday, Spook the Horses, Rainmaker. This is, I couldn't tell you what part of the country they're from. This is what a stunning album this is. It's really heavy, but it's kind of sparse and atmospheric. It's got elements of metal, of hardcore, of post-rock. Unlike the first album, which was really dense, they've removed a lot of stuff. They went down from a 2-guitar to a 1-guitar band to give things more space. They've got strings, they've got horns, they've got synthesizers in here. It does have this overall feeling of heaviness, but amazing atmospherics. Really good. This was the pre-order, and it's got 3 kind of insert sheets here, and it's also on this amazing vinyl. This way. It's the Blood and Bone version, the splattered vinyl. It's kind of a bone colour with that kind of red and black splattered through. I believe there's also translucent red versions available. This is numbered. It's 38 of 100 of these splatter ones. I think, like my last record I said would have been on my best list of 2014. I think this is the first record on my best of list for 2015. Really blown away by this. Yeah, highly recommend it. So, yeah, there's some things which, I think it's all too easy to miss records which come out over that period. New Zealand kind of tends to just shut down and take a month off in January, so records releases can get lost. And you might want to go and hunt some of those out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back with my first my first radio show for the year this month as well. So you can check all that stuff out at facebook.com/